and turn it over to Jay.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I tried to unmute myself. So welcome, everybody. My presentation will be adapting technology for student success in collaborative online international learning, or COIL courses. And I was supposed to present with my colleague Anne Perman, but unfortunately she won't be able to join me today, but she was able to work together with me with the PowerPoint. So I will share with you some of her information as well. Thanks. So by the end of this 35 minutes, hopefully we will be able to explore the COIL journey together prior to the pandemic and also during this time period. And also we are going to discuss the changes regarding the technology and the communication platforms because of the influence of the pandemic. We also going to talk about the barriers, challenges, and some solutions learned throughout this COIL. So I would like to share with you about several universities I have been partnering with related to the collaborative online international learning courses. So I was introduced by Anne, the COIL idea in 2017. And at that time, SUNY COIL Center offered some online courses, and because Anne told me about that, so I participated. And then I was able to find a partner in Malmö University, Sweden. And we were able to collaborate it in spring 2018. That was my very first COIL course. And my course is Introduction to Special Education. At that time, it's a 100% online course, and we met with the students virtually, asynchronously. And my partner, her course is a in-person course on culture and media. So this is a cross-disciplinary collaboration. And fortunately, we were able to find a common project for our students to do. So our project is on people with disabilities in media. And the platforms we used, at that time, I was so new to COIL. So my partner kind of guided me through this process, and she recommended and established a closed Facebook site. And also some of our students used Google Doc. So, and also another thing I want to point out is there's no time zone difference between Sweden and Broadport. This is one example of the Facebook Snapchat screenshot. So I'm going to share with you my Facebook. So this looks really like Facebook because it's inside of Facebook. And this is our group work, the collaboration with Broadport with Malmö University. And you can see the layout is very Facebook like, because it's linear. The students post their interactions, and they get into groups. And they talk about the disabilities, and talk about the media's perspectives on people with disabilities. So this is my very first collaboration. With the use of Facebook, we have some issues, though not many issues. So for example, a couple of students came to me and saying they try not to post or anything on Facebook just because of confidentiality concerns or maybe safety concerns. In that case, we have the backup plan that students go to the Google Docs and the team still can use the Google Doc for communication. So after spring 2018, my partner in Mammo University was on sabbatical, so I had to find another new partner. Here I found Dr. Capellani, who is at UNESP Bauru, Brazil. And we work together. My course is still Introduction to Special Education and still offered 100% asynchronous online. And her course is in-person education course at master level. And we found the common project of discussion about inclusive education, its history and the practices across US and Brazil. And this time, I kind of became the leader of our project because my partner professor was kind of new to COIL and I had 1 semester experience. So we continued the platform of closed Facebook site and the Google Docs. And I'm going to share with you the Facebook site we used. We collaborated in fall 2019 and the spring 20. So there are students' posts. We established 2 collaborations during these 2 semesters. And the students get into groups for discussion, and then they use the main platform to post their products of their teamwork. Here is an example. Well, actually 2 examples from 2 semesters when we used the Facebook. And this semester we collaborated again, and this time we transferred to Google Classroom instead of Facebook, which turned out to be excellent choice. I'm going to share with you our Google Classroom site. So this is our Google Classroom site you can see. And you can see on the home page, we can, like the professors can post the messages to students, and then if students have questions, they can ask us, but not many students ask us on the first, like a home page. And then for the classwork, it was divided into different weeks. So we clustered those weeks by the assignment's due date. And we post the instruction as well as some links for the students to work on. So for example, I'm going to share with you our week 3, and we use the Padlet as a platform for students to post their introductory video. And you can see all the students' work here. And then we ask students to make comments to one Bropo peer and then one UNESP Bauru peer. And they did some comments. Okay. So this is an example of the introductory video. And there was another time we used the Padlet, which is we ask the students to get into groups to interview each other and talk about the impact of COVID-19 on education, K-16 education system across US and Brazil, as well as other fields. So after their interview, they kind of summarize the interview by making videos or by graphic organizers or by animations. So the students have been very creative here. And Also, similar to the introductory video, we ask them to make comments, to review their peers and make comments on their peers' posts. So you can see our students, both at Broadport and Bauru, has been very active interacting with each other. So this is my Brazil experience. And after, and this is one example at the early stage of our collaboration this semester, when the students went over the comparisons between Brazil and US and talk about their understandings to their partners' country and cultures. And they fill out the information using a concept wheel. So my third partner was with Tec Monterrey, Mexico, last fall semester. It was a very interesting collaboration because instead of two-way, we had it three ways. So my history department colleague, she connected with me, and then she said, well, I had a potential partner in Mexico, and the Mexican partner was teaching education administration, and my colleague was teaching oral history, and she wanted to find somebody to work with her related to oral history and also education. So I jumped on board, and we had a collaboration between, like, among the three of us. And the project was, we asked the students to do interviews within their small groups to talk about education system and the personal experience in US and Mexico. This project fit into all of our courses because for me, interview is one of the assessment method we're using in special education and in the field of education. And for my history department colleague, because her course is oral history, so the interview is one way they do in the field, as well as our Mexican partner. So for this one, we used the Google Classroom, Padlet, as well as Slack. These tools were supported by my Mexican partners university. I'm going to share with you the three-way collaboration Google Classroom, which is somehow different from the Brazilian collaboration. So you can see at the first page, each of us as the instructors did some introduction and talked about this project. And then for the activity, it was divided into different links, and the students go to those links with some instructions. And they did some teamwork. And posted their reflections. For this interview and feedback, we also used Blackboard, Padlet. So you can see students did some videos, and also they made comments to other members' videos. So last but not least, my fourth partner is with Chandra University, China. For me, this course is assessments for special education, and my course is in hybrid mode or blended mode. So we meet every Tuesday morning from 8 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. And then Thursdays are the days for us to do online work. And my partner, Dr. B's class is on safety engineering, and her class has been meeting in person. And the common topic we found is the safety prevention and intervention across America and China. And we tried many different ways to support the communication and make the collaboration happen. We used WeChat, Zoom, FaceTime, Blackboard Collaborate, Padlet, and Skype, etc., etc. Unlike the previous other collaborations, a lot of common platforms are not accessible from my Chinese partners' side, so such as the Google Classroom, Facebook, and Google Docs, Google Slides, etc. Those are not accessible, and also YouTube are not accessible from her side. So we tried different ways, and Zoom was used the first semester when we collaborated as a platform for us to do the team presentation. But after the first semester, when we retried the second semester in fall 2019, we found she cannot access to Zoom at that point. So we have to, each semester, it's always a trial and error process, and we have to pilot it ourselves, and then we provide what is usable to our students for the students to choose. And also another challenge is Broadport is 12 to 13 hours behind China. So when I ask my students to collaborate with my our Chinese partner students, we have to coordinate the time and make it available. So before the pandemic, when we worked on this, my class was scheduled at 8 a.m. Tuesdays, which will be 8 p.m. Tuesdays for Dr. B's side. And now after March this year, after the outbreak of pandemic, my course have been changed online completely, and it changed to asynchronous online. For Dr. B, her students still meet in person. So it's important for me to support my students to collaborate with her students. And also whenever an assignment is coming to be due, we have tons of emails to try to help the students to solve any technological issues or communication issues, something like that. So it's time consuming, but we found the students really learn a lot just from communication with each other. I'm going to share with you, So this happened before the pandemic. So my students, the first two pictures are my students in class, and the Chandra University's students appeared on the big screen when we do the final team presentation. But when we do the teamwork, small teamwork preparation, during the preparation process, the students were receiving iPads per group owned by my department from me. And then we provide the students different rooms so that they can sit in their room, one or two teams sit in one room, one classroom to communicate with other peers. Otherwise, I found at the very beginning, when I put all my class into one classroom, and when they were collaborating with their Chinese students partners, first the noise level is high and the disruption was very high. And the second, the internet connections was unstable, and their connections was disrupted somehow. I don't know why, but their connections was disrupted. But when I separate the groups and get them into one or two groups in one classroom, it resolved the problem, and also reduce the disruption level, like noise levels, so the students could focus on interacting with their partner universities students. And the other three pictures are when I made the visit a couple of years ago, after our first collaboration, I was able to, because our semester ended first, so I was able to pay a visit to Chandra University, and I was able to distribute the completion certification to the students, which is really an inspiring experience, because I see how much the students loved this collaboration. And also this is an example of the certification. And I hope you will be able to see from the American side, we just use the signatures, and then from the Chinese side, they have to have the stamps from the university. So that's one of the cultural differences. And this is one example, two examples of our students' work when I ask them to use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast the differences between Chinese culture and American culture. And for us, this assignment is a little bit different from the proper students compared to their Chinese students. Dr. B used an essay as the assignment for her students, while I just asked my students to do the graphic organizer. And luckily, Padlet was able to be used in China. So our students, like when we transitioned the class online, our students were able to share via the videos via Padlet, and also make comments to their peers' videos. These are some examples of the students' videos, the first slide of their videos. So for me, the next steps will be, depending on who my collaborator will be, I would like to enrich the content. So we go beyond the intercultural exchange, but also talk about the content for each of the COIL project. And also would like to strengthen the interactive and the collaborative learning using hands-on activities through providing students more opportunities to interact with each other. And the third thing is to offer some opportunities for research, like our SUNY Broadport has a COIL committee, and 8 to 12 faculty members are doing COIL projects or are interested in offering COIL projects in their courses. And we are in the process of coming up with a survey for our students so that we can see if COIL really impact their learning or not, using some database. And if possible, we think site visits will be enhancing the exchange, not only in the faculty's exchange, but also the students with the possibility to extend the COIL project into a study abroad. Right now, of course, the study abroad will happen only virtually, but once this is over, we hope there might be some study abroad programs extended from the COIL project. And also very important is to seek support from for technology. Like after my Mexican partner used the Google Classroom, which received very positive feedback from our students, I checked with our Broadport IT and asked about the possibility of Google Classroom. And I'm still waiting for their answers, but luckily with the Brazilian partner, fortunately their university is supporting the Google Classroom's use. So this semester we were able to use Google Classroom. So we definitely need some support from the IT and from campus. And the next part will be Anne's, and her collaboration is with Netherlands University. the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. And both classes were met at that time in person, and they just used the class time to do the collaboration. And Anne's class is media, and her partner's class is, partner professor's class is on communication and marketing, I believe. So their focus is asking the students to create some marketing strategy or videos to communicate with potential customers. And they use different tools such as, well, they explored the Blackboard possibility, but from Broadport's IT's perspective, Blackboard was not ideal for collaboration of COIL, just because the COIL international partner students are not enrolled in Broadport officially, so they cannot be added into the Blackboard. So we used other methods, like her class, Anne's class, used feedback fruits, which is suggested by her partner's university, and also the students used the WhatsApp for communication. And I don't know if you will be able to see the YouTube. I will try to, this is one of the students' product, and I will try to play
Jay,
it. Yes.
if you reshare and then click on share audio and video at the bottom of the Zoom screen, it'll play through.
Okay.
Everyone will be able to hear it fine.
Okay. So
reshare.
Reshare, share screen.
Yep. And then at the bottom of the screen, do you see the little check buttons? Share computer sound, optimize screen share for video clip.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
So should be able to do. If not, just interrupt me and let me know if it's.
I will.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, do you know where classroom 115 is?
No hablo inglés.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me? Do you know where classroom 115 is?
¿Sabe usted dónde está el aula 115?
Oh, sí, está ahí. Oh, thanks, bro.
So that's one video product the students made. Can you tell, just by seeing this less than 1 minute video, what kind of product the students is trying to promote? I don't know if you want to share via the like a chat, and if Chris, if you don't mind to share their answers, because I right now
Sure.
I can see their chat.
Yeah, if you play the next video, if you could just increase the volume maybe on the computer a little bit, it was a little low. So Jay's asking what product were they promoting in that short video? If you could put in the chat what you think, and I'll tell her. Language translation app?
Exactly, yeah.
Translation app, yeah.
Got it, yeah, thank you. So this is the second video product created by the student. Okay, so Did you get the second video? What's it about?
I think, yeah, swapping bicycles or like a ride share, bicycle share thing. Someone said
Yeah,
bike
yeah.
exchange.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, about the bicycle, another interesting thing is like here, at least our Broadport students are not so used to like riding bicycles, right? As not very many, not many people ride bicycles, but they found out during the communication exchange, like in Netherlands, it's just one common tool. It's more common than cars we're using. So the students are really interested in finding kind of different lifestyles and the different preferences with the transportation or anything. Yeah, that's another thing they learned through this communication. Well, some of the barriers, well, to find a partner, I think I was lucky. Like since 2018, I was able to work with someone always. But still, like some of my colleagues at Broadport are still trying to look for partners, and also to look for the right partner sometimes is difficult. And also to find out the common student learning outcomes, especially for those across disciplines. Like for me with the Chinese professor, it took us a while to find out what we are focused on, and also sell it to the students. So why my students in the special ed courses need to do safety prevention and intervention. Well, in schools, they will have fire drills, and do they know the protocols, and can they tell their students about those protocols? Okay. So the third thing is the co-planning really takes time, but it's worthwhile because once you have a big picture in mind, it's easier for me at least to communicate with my students and our students. And also to identify common platforms and what kind of synchronous tools for communication and collaboration are also very important. And also to co-assess students' performance. Some of my COIL courses have exactly the same assignments with my partners, but some we have slightly different assignment here and there. So when to co-assess and which assignments we want to co-assess, these are all a part of the discussion. And the last but not least, the very important point is have to be flexible and remain flexible, and also to be prepared when technology doesn't work. So that's pretty much it. I have one more minute. Any questions? Thank you.
I don't see any in the chat. Any questions for Jay? I will say that it is striking. You know, I remember the early days of COIL and how hard it was to connect with your international partner, and it's a little easier these days, don't you think, Jay?
Right, right. And also with the pandemic, I mean, when study abroad is not realistic and not feasible, the COIL comes to be a better choice for students to say, well, I can gain some international communication experience, but I do not need to worry about the safety and the travel, etc.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Everyone
you.
else is applauding too. You can't hear them; they're muted, but they're all applauding. There
Thank
you
you.
go. Everyone found it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We have a 5-minute transition to Vikram, and I'm gonna give him co-host privileges. There. Hey there, Vikram. You want to do a
Oh.
mic check?
Sure. I'm using AirPods, but I think I might switch to the headset. Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you all right. A headset would be better, but
Yeah. No, I have headsets. I just want to. I'd rather use
Okay.
the AirPods. They're much more comfortable than I have the same exact ones as you. The telemarketer type.
yeah, they work just fine. Get your ears a little hot, but
Yeah, that's all it is. It just gets a little warm. That's all it is. Screen and see if we can get the PowerPoint up.